Good morning, team. Looking at the overall SPY, you can see we're kind of bouncing this morning. It seems like Russian troops are basically taking a pause on the invasion of Ukraine, and that is basically acting as a positive catalyst, quotation mark. Other than that, the SPY was oversold if you go into the chart. So that's the reason I'm thinking we bounced. And we hit a main support area around that 435 yesterday. So watch for that break of 447, which was a previous support. And if we jump over towards the 1 year, 1 day chart, you can see that this 447 zone is the SMA. So we need to get above the SMA on the 1 year chart in order to push up towards that 458 or 450 zone. So watch for 447, 40, and then we could start going to 450. If not, we can continue to pull back down, right? This could be the bounce before the bigger fall. You can see the 1 year MACD looks like it wants to cross down. So definitely be aware of that. If that does cross down, we could see even more downside than what we had before. So one thing we could see, we are finally trying to get above the 180-day trade line. So we got one candle, and this is the second candle trying to form. So let's see what happens. We still have Fed minutes later on the week, so definitely think about that as well. And if you want to go for a short position, make sure you wait for the break of the trade line at 440, and then we could start retesting 435. Next stock we're going to talk about is Tesla. Tesla had a nice day yesterday. If we jump down towards the smaller chart, you can see Tesla is just ripping out the gates. Tesla basically opened up around like 833, and then it basically shot up from 833 and then went up towards like the 900 zone. So we're sitting at 906 right now, going back over towards the 180-day, still in a range. So we need to watch for the break of at least 915, 918 before we could basically start pushing up towards those 940 zones. If we start to come back down, watching for the break of the trade line at 884, and then we could start basically coming down towards 850 and maybe even lower. So make sure you set your alerts for Tesla. It is looking a little bullish lately. There is some recalls basically for the fart horn on Elon Musk's Tesla vehicles. He's saying that people are being fun police and trying to get rid of the fart horn. But other than that, watch Tesla. It seems to be making moves. MACD is crossing up. Let's jump over towards the 20-day. 20-day is getting a little bit on the overbought side, hitting that SMA over here. So this could be a rejection zone because we're hitting the SMA, or it could be basically that nice crossover that Tesla needs in order to get back to being bullish. So it all depends on how the market's going to be moving today as well. Jumping over to the next stock, Moderna. So I was looking at Moderna. I don't know, the contracts weren't really moving the way I wanted them to move, but definitely want to watch it today to see if there's more downside. We made an intermediate low at 138.14. If we break that zone, we could start going to 129, or to the upside, 149 towards 161 for Moderna. Next one we're going to talk about is Facebook. So Facebook still on decline, looking like a double bottom over here. Let's see if we bounce. You can see the MACD has crossed up. So I like to call that divergence, right? So when we have the MACD cross up and the stock's not going up, so that is kind of like a red flag. So you can see that even though the MACD crossed up on Facebook, we haven't continued any type of uptrend. So let's see what happens, because if this starts to cross down, because we are below divergence, the bars over here, this is the bearish side of the MACD. So if this crosses down, we could see some more downside on Facebook. So watch for the break of 224.80. Then we could start going to 233 and for the upside, and for the downside, watch for the break of 214.70, and then we could start going down towards 208. Next one, didn't really put this on the watch list, but I want to just check to see how this chart is looking. You can see Wells Fargo looking strong over here, even with the market sell-off and everything like that. The bank stocks are still doing well. So watch for the break of $60.30, which I believe it hit it on the 10th, double top and drop. And now it looks like it's trying to, the MACD is bouncing off divergence. If we get a crossover rate, if we get a crossover on the MACD, we can push up towards that $60.30, maybe even go higher. Wells Fargo was a lot higher than this before. This is only the 180-day chart. If we look over towards like a 3-year chart, or let's say 5-year chart. Yeah, if you go to the 5-year chart, you can see Wells Fargo used to be traded at $66. So this could be a giant gap fill, and Wells Fargo could be going higher from here. Let's see if there's any upgrades. No upgrades up. Morgan Stanley upgrades Wells Fargo to $72 from 67. So that was a few days ago. But as Morgan Stanley says, like a lot of times when you see these well-established banks like Morgan Stanley, people tend to listen to it. So maybe Wells Fargo took a breather before the next leg up. So I'm definitely going to set some alerts on this one, because when Wells Fargo likes to move, bing bong, she's gone. So let me just set my alerts just in case she comes to the downside. Watch for the break of the trade line at 58. Once we break 58, we can start going to 56. So definitely want to watch to see if it breaks this double top. We could see some more upside on a MACD crossover on Wells Fargo. And that is going to be it. Make sure you guys are cautious. Make sure you guys wait for a crossover. Make sure you guys follow the charts. And that's going to be it. See you guys in the chat room later.